Some call me Old Glory and some call me New Glory since I have the two extra stars for Alaska and Hawaii. Still, others call me the Star Spangled Banner. But whatever they call me, I'm your flag, the flag of the United States of America.
Something has been bothering me, so I thought I might talk it over with you, because it's about all of you and me.
People used to line up on both sides of the street to watch the parade, and naturally I was leading, proudly waving in the breeze. When your grandpa and your dad saw me coming, they immediately removed their hats. Remember?
What happened? I'm still the same old flag, even though I have a few more stars than I had when they were boys. And a lot more blood has shed since those parades of long ago.
But now I don't feel as proud as I did then. Is it a sin to be patriotic anymore?
Have you forgotten what I stand for and where I've been? Europe, Korea, Vietnam, and Middle East. Take a look at the memorial honor roll sometime of those who never came back. When you salute me, you're actually saluting them.
Well, it won't be long until I'll be coming down your street again. So, when you see me, stand straight, place your right hand over your heart, and I'll salute you by waving back, and I'll know that you remember all that I stand for. Yours truly, the flag of the United States of America.
Please stand for the presentation of colors led by Covington High's ROTC, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Connor Oviedo.
Please remain standing. Now the chorus, accompanied by our band, will lead us in singing the Star Spangled Banner.
Now, the chorus directed by Miss Pennington will sing God Bless America featuring soloist Kira Roberts. You are invited to sing on the refrain.
While the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free.
this time, Bonnie Snyder, Coco Longino, Winter Brock, and Connor Oviedo will tell us about the history of Veterans Day.
The following passages are taken from an article written by Gunther E. Rothenberg titled Veterans Day. Across the Potomac, facing the nation's capital and the Lincoln Memorial, lies Arlington National Cemetery. Here amid the rolling Virginia hills are the graves of some 120,000 veterans. In the approximate center of the cemetery stands a simple monument, the Tomb of Unknowns, guarded day and night by an armed sentry. Here rest the bodies of 4 American soldiers, all unknown, representing the dead of 4 wars, World Wars I and II, Korean War, conflict, and Vietnam. Every November 11th, Veterans Day, a presidential wreath is laid here in a solemn ceremony. November 11th was chosen because the date marks the end of World War I. On that day, 1 hour before noon, firing ceased along the battle line of France. Slowly, soldiers climbed out of their trenches and rifle pits, first with some apprehension, then with mounting excitement and relief. The war was over.
In his Armistice Day proclamation of 1919, President Wilson expressed, "To us in America, the reflections of Armistice Day will be filled with solemn pride and heroism of those who died in the country's service and with gratitude for the victory." To show this gratitude and as a symbolic honor for all of the nation's dead in the conflict, it was decided to bring the body of an unidentified soldier home from the battlefields and rebury him in the Arlington National Cemetery. On November 11, 1921, at approximately 11 a.m., the unknown soldier was laid in his final rest in the crypt, below the marker which bears the inscription, "Here rests in honor glory an American soldier known but to God."
Thereafter, each year ceremonies were held at the tomb, while in all other parts of the country, the American Legion, as well as other patriotic groups, sponsored parades and memorial services. Similar services occurred in England and France, where unknown soldiers were buried in each nation's highest place of honor. These memorial gestures all took place on November 11th, giving universal recognition to celebrate the ending of World War I fighting at 11 a.m. on November 11, 1918, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. This day became known as Armistice Day. Armistice Day officially received its name in 1926 and became a national holiday 12 years later, but only a few years after the holiday was proclaimed, war broke out in Europe.
In 1954, to honor all veterans from all wars, the name of the holiday was changed from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. In 1958, 2 more unidentified American war dead were brought home from overseas and interred in the plaza beside the unknown soldier of World War I. One was killed in World War II, the other in the Korean War. In 1984, an unknown serviceman from the Vietnam War was placed alongside the others. To honor these men, symbolic of all Americans who gave their lives in all wars, an Army Honor Guard, the 3rd U.S. Infantry, the Old Guard, keeps day and night vigil. A law passed in 1968, changing the national commemoration of Veterans Day to the 4th Monday in October. It soon became apparent, however, that November 11th was a date of historic significance to many Americans. Therefore, in 1978, Congress returned the observance to its traditional date. Today, as we have done for almost 100 years, we take time to honor the men and women who have served our country. And we say, thank you. Our chorus will sing for our veterans featuring soloists Rashawn Duke, Michael Crockett, and Kira Young.
You give us the freedom that we enjoy today. And every day I thank my God for sending those like you who care for our future, the dreams of me and you. We haven't forgot the price that you have paid. You've given us the freedom that we enjoy today. And every day I thank my God for sending those like you who cared for our future, the dreams of me and you. Red for the blood, blue is for the blue, white is for the eyes, blue for me. So we lift our hearts today, filled with gratitude and praise for the veterans of the USA. We thank the families who gave their precious gifts. Their cause is greater than all our fears. So with the flag raised high, our hearts are filled with praise. You're the reason America is still alive. Red is for the blood, red is for the blood, blue is for the blues, white is for the eyes, who fought for me and you. So we lift our hearts today, filled with gratitude and praise for the veterans of the USA. For the blood, blue is for the blue, white is for the eyes, who fought for me and you. We lift our hearts today, filled with gratitude and praise for the veterans, for the veterans, for the veterans, for the veterans.
Today we will hear several letters and poems written by Pitcher students. These poems and letters were written to show our gratitude for veterans that have served our country. Our first is a poem written by Kayla Stone.
The sun rises and sets. The flag is still high and is never met. The ground of which people's lives have been taken on for those they have never even met. They leave their loved ones for something important, while we all stand around for something not as important. But to show our respect, we put our right hand over our heart to sing a song of bravery. We should all be thankful for what we have, because we wouldn't have it without people like them. Now, Coco Longino will read her letter she has written to her grandfather.
Dear Papa Larry, thank you for serving our country and keeping us safe. You're a great and strong man. I never heard any of your stories, but I see pictures in Momo's house when I visit her. I also see your Vietnam hat in your room too. Even though I didn't hear any of your stories, I can tell that it was a terrible time in your life. You're a remarkable man and you're my hero. Because after you came home from war, you got a job as a truck driver. And every day you would come home and I would be outside yelling, "Blow the horn," and it would always make me happy. That's one memory that I'll always keep with me, no matter what happens. Even though you're not here with us today, you're still talked about, thought about, and still in our hearts. From Takodiana, Jemiah, and Gino. Our next letter was written from Kennedy Hughes. Kennedy wrote a letter for her grandfather.
Dear Granddad, I remember when I was younger how I would run down the hall into your arms when I was in trouble. No matter the situation, you always took my side and protected me from Mom's wrath. And with that, I knew you loved me unconditionally. I used to think that this kind of love could never be found anywhere else, but that was because until recently I never really understood what it meant to be a veteran. Now I realize that being a veteran means you have such a great love for your country that you are willing to risk your life for it. It means waking up early and following orders no matter what your opinion is on the situation. Being a veteran means you look out for your fellow men and no one gets left behind. Even if that means pulling an injured soldier along with you to safety in order to save his life or to simply return him home for his proper family burial. Being a veteran means that when you return home from tour, you can hand your dog tags over to your wife and children as saying, "I'm home." Being a veteran means being a hero because of all the sacrifices you have made to serve your country and to protect its citizens. Being a veteran has earned you the love of millions of Americans around the world. However, nobody will love you or be more proud of you than me. Love always, Kennedy. Now the band, directed by Miss Nucio, will play Marches of the Armed Forces. As you hear the anthem that represents your branch of the Army, please stand. Following Marches of the Armed Forces, Abigail Anderson will read her letter.
Dear Papa, I would like to thank you, but I don't think it would be enough to show my gratitude for all you have done. What you did deserves 1,000 thank yous. Even though this letter doesn't nearly cover how I feel, I would like to express my thanks. I would like to express how much I love you for being strong, brave, and ready to sacrifice your life for all generations, past, present, and future. I know that I have never given you credit for all that you have done for me. I've never thanked you for your sense of humor or for all the visits we have had. But most of all, I have never thanked you for your services in the Korean War. Even though I will never understand, I can bet it was not easy to leave your family behind, especially Nani, and travel into the unknown. Sometimes you may have felt that you might never come back. So for all it's worth, thank you. Love, Abigail Anderson. Winter Brock will now share the letter she has written to her father.
Dear Dad, to me you have always been my hero. When I was little, you were always there for me. You would play with me, care for me, and heal my boo-boos. But most of all, you made me feel loved unconditionally. I remember when I was little, I sat on your lap and you told me about your times in the Army. You told me about all your good times. I was young and curious, and I asked a lot of questions. But I did notice you acted a little weird when I asked you about fighting in wars and about death or loss. You seemed to wiggle your way out of answering those questions. Now that I am older, I can really take time to understand and appreciate all you've done and all the other veterans have done to fight for our country. I know you probably experienced hardships and setbacks your time in the Army, but you're the strongest person I know. This past summer, you took me and my sisters to the old Army base where you trained at when you were in the Army. I saw your eyes light up when you saw the young soldiers in the old barracks where you used to live. You seemed so happy and peaceful. You told us everything about where you slept, about the bombs the Army tested out, and about all the good times you had. I know it really touched your heart. Thanks for sharing your experience with me. I know you loved fighting for your country. I can tell you were proud to be an Army veteran. I am proud that you're my dad. Not only do I see you as a hero for being my dad, but you're also my hero for being an Army veteran. Thank you for your service, and thanks for being my hero. Sincerely, your proud daughter, Winter Brock. Now, Melody Moeller will share a letter that she has written.
We thank our veterans. We thank them because they sacrificed their own lives for thousands of people they don't know, because they fought knowing that they might not have made it back home alive. And for the ones who didn't, we salute. Our country might not have been the same without you. Our brave soldiers do things most of us never will. They fight for our great nation, protecting us, our family, and our friends. Again, we salute you all. We thank our veterans.
Trista Key, Mia Gutierrez, and Taylor Wilson will now read a poem paying special tribute to our veterans.
At this time, I would like all veterans present to please stand. Please remain. Please remain standing. Audience, as you look around at these men and women who have served our country, I would like you to remember.
It is the veteran, not the preacher, who has given us freedom of religion.
It is the veteran, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of press.
It is the veteran, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech.
It is the veteran, not the campus organizer, who has given us freedom to assemble.
It is the veteran, not the lawyer, who has given us the right to a fair trial.
It is a veteran, not the politician, who has given us the right to vote.
It is the veteran who salutes the flag.
Thank you for your service.
You may be seated. At this time, chorus will sing Thank You Soldiers featuring soloist Kennedy Hughes.
When I lay my head down every night and I go to sleep in peace, I can stay there knowing all is well while you're standing on your feet, keeping watch on drifting shore to shore in the air and ocean soon, defending freedom and all love for the red, the white, and blue. Thank you, oh thank you, men and women, brave and strong. To those who serve so gallantly, we sing this grateful song. To the soldiers who have traveled on to countries far and near, in peace and war you paid the price for the cause you hold so dear, that we may wake each morning bright and know that freedom reigns because of your great sacrifice. Your country joins to sing. Thank you, oh thank you, men and women, brave and strong. To those who serve so gallantly, we sing this grateful song. Thank you, oh thank you, men and women, brave and strong. To those who serve so gallantly, we sing this grateful song.
It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you our guest speaker. Her son was a student here at Pitcher and made the brave choice to join the Marines after graduating high school. Please welcome with me, Ms. Sharon McLeese.
I wrote this down because I tend to ramble and I don't want to do that. I'd like to thank the faculty of William Pitcher Junior High, especially Principal Raphael Tillman, Assistant Principal Amy Dana, and Eddie Miller. Thanks to Les Heidelberg and his sweet wife Judy for never forgetting Justin and keeping his memory alive here at William Pitcher. There's so many of his friends here and their families. And there's a saying in the military that you die twice. The first time at actual death, and the second time is when your name is said for the last time. Justin had a special group of friends that he grew up with here in Covington. They were as close as brothers. Gee, thank you for helping with the granite bench for Justin. Justin was part of the 9/11 generation, and he was just a few years older than you are now here at Pitcher. He had a lot of fun at Pitcher, maybe too much fun. But when the United States was attacked on 9/11, he took it very seriously, and he wanted to defend his country. This is the 10-year anniversary of the Battle of Fallujah, in which Justin was killed in action. He did many heroic actions in Iraq and saved the lives of the Marines he served with. He was only 19 years old. The bad guys that killed my sons, the bad guys my son and his Marines fought against in Fallujah are the same that is ISIS today. They're the leftovers. When you hear of them beheading an innocent journalist they have captured, remember, these are the men my sons and his Marines fought against. Justin received the Purple Heart for his wounds in combat. He received the Bronze Star with the Valor Device for saving the men that were with him. It is hard for the Marines to talk about what they've been through. Even to someone's mom, it's especially hard. It has taken some of them 10 years to contact me. I received this from Chris just 2 months ago. He served with Justin, and I want you all to get an idea of just who he was. Good morning. I wanted to let you know that I was thinking about Justin a lot last night. I was in field, and Chris is still in the Marine Corps. I was in field riding a Humvee that was driving in blackout conditions with no headlights, and recalled a time almost exactly 10 years ago when I was in a similar situation with Justin. Our vehicle went off the road and down a 6-foot embankment and came to rest upside down with all but the wheels in the air. Justin was thrown 20 feet from the vehicle and came to rest, but everyone else was trapped inside. The upper half of my body was outside the truck, but my legs were pinned beneath the armor side of the panels. Your son ran up to me as I was experiencing the worst pain I had ever experienced of the weight of the truck crushing down on my legs. Alone and with his bare hands, Justin tried to lift that armored truck off of me. After several unsuccessful attempts, he grabbed a metal spike strip used as roadblocks and checkpoints and tried to use it as a lever. That also didn't work. He then successfully removed the other 5 passengers, and they all tried to rescue me. I wasn't freed until a whole platoon rejoined us, and about 20 Marines lifted it off of me. But Justin firmly and wholeheartedly believed that he was going to lift that truck, and it speaks immeasurable volumes of his character and strength of heart. I don't believe I've ever read his Bronze Star citation until we met. I saw that his actions were referenced in that as well. I've been meaning to tell you about it, and it took him 10 years. So, to all the veterans that have served, I want to say thank you. When I watch HBO at night, all the celebrities are doing a veteran salute for the civilian salute to the veterans. So this is my salute to you. Thank you.
Dear Justin, I don't know how to put this into words. You are a hero. You're the kind of person my parents have always told me to be. Brave, strong, daring, and kind. You're probably saying, how do you know me? Well, the answer is I don't. But the kind of person that will risk their life to save others, well, that's who you are. Mr. Heidelberg has told me so much about you and your extraordinary story. From what I understand, you have impacted many people's lives, including ones that have never met you. You are the kind of person that our world needs, the one who will do anything for the person standing next to him. The stories I have heard have awed me. The way you would ignore your pain and hurt just to save a friend, putting your life in danger for other people, and risking it all. Every time I open my locker, I see the little bank card that I got last year at the Veterans Day program, right under the pink magnet. If I'm having a bad day or I'm a little stressed, I look at it and say, did he take bad days off? When he was stressed, did he break down? Or when he was frustrated, did he quit or give up? No, you didn't. So I pick myself back up because that's what you would do. God picks his biggest battles for his strongest warriors. We all wish you were here right now so you could feel all of the love and appreciation we have for you and the rest of the armed forces. But we know you do, and we salute you. JM forever. With much love, Kelly Barre. One war, 4 countries, 9 years, 3,285 days in Iraq fighting, 115,000 violent civilian deaths, 4,486 of our brave U.S. soldiers died. Dear Justin McLeese, although I don't know you, I feel like I have a connection to you. You lived in Covington, Louisiana, where I live, and you went to the same school as I do now. One difference between us, though, is that I could never be as brave as you were on November 13th, 2004. You entered a building where enemy fire struck your team. Despite your multiple wounds, you fought until the end, saving your fellow soldiers before an explosion fatally wounded you. Without worrying about what would happen to you, you gave your life so that others would have a chance to live. For your dedication to your fellow soldiers and your courage, you were awarded the Bronze Star Award, something that even those people who took your life cannot take away. Before last year, I had never heard your name, and now I will never forget it or what you had done for our country. Justin D. McLeese, thank you for your service. Sincerely, Lexi Hebert.
The History of Taps, a musical piece played at flag ceremonies and U.S. military funerals, will be read by Quentin Greer and LaTroy Walker. Following the History of Taps, the band will play Legacy of Heroes.
The History of Taps. We have all heard the haunting song, Taps. It's a song that gives us lumps in our throats and usually creates tears in our eyes. But did you know the history behind the song? If not, I think you'll be pleased to find out that it has very humble beginnings. Reportedly, it began in 1862 during the Civil War, when a Union Army captain, Robert Eli Combe, was with his men near Harrison's Landing in Virginia. The Confederate Army was on the other side of the narrow strip of land. During the night, Captain Eli Combe heard moans of a soldier who lay severely wounded on the field. Not knowing if the man was Union or Confederate soldier, the captain decided to risk his life and bring the stricken man back for medical attention. Crawling on his stomach through gunfire, the captain reached the soldier and began pulling him toward his encampment. When he finally reached his own lines, he discovered it was actually a Confederate soldier. But the soldier was dead. The captain lit a lantern and suddenly caught his breath and went numb with shock. In the dim light, he saw the face of the soldier. It was his own son. The boy had been studying music in the South when the war broke out. Without telling his father, the boy enlisted in the Confederate Army.
The following morning, heartbroken, the father asked permission of his superiors to give his son a full military burial, despite his enemy status. His request was only partially granted. Out of respect for the father, the Army allowed him to only have one musician play at the boy's funeral. The captain chose a bugler. He asked the bugler to play the series of musical notes he found on a piece of paper in the pocket of the dead youth's uniform. This wish was granted. The haunted melody, we know now as taps, played at military funerals, was born.
Our last musical piece, sung by the chorus, will be God Bless the USA, featuring soloist Jax Brown. You are invited to sing on the refrain.
Tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life. I would have to start again for just my family and my life. I thank my lucky stars I've been living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, from New York to LA, there is pride in every American heart, and it's time to stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right right to me, and I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, from New York to LA, there was pride in every American heart, and it's time to stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave their right to me. And I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, well, at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave their right to me. And I proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. For spacious skies, God bless the USA.
At this time, I would like to introduce our second guest speaker, Justin Engel.
Good morning. You all heard Miss Sharon McLeese speak earlier today about her son, Justin. JM was a best friend to me. We walked these halls together, 1996 to 98. I know it seems like a long time ago to a lot of you, but it was only yesterday to a lot of us who are here sharing this moment today. So I want to thank the faculty and staff, Dr. Tillman, Mr. Heidelberg, Miss Pennington, wonderful things going on here. It's been well documented what Justin did in being in the field of combat, but I'm really here more to talk about who he was as a person and as a friend. To me, I met JM early on, middle school. We both lived on the river in Covington, and Justin was always a river rat. He loved getting up and down the river any way he could. He had jet skis, and he was a good friend. He'd pick us up on the river, ride us around, drop us off, and the sun would go down, and I would sit out there and wait for him until he'd come back the next time. But I didn't really get extremely close to Justin until we were here at William Pitcher and later on at Covington High School. I had some things going on in my family, and I had to move to Mandeville with my grandparents, and it was going to be extremely difficult to attend Covington High School without transportation. I talked to JM. He had a nice Dodge truck. He was willing to wake up an hour early every morning to pick me up in Mandeville and bring me to school for almost an entire school year until I got my own transportation. There was one deal he made with me. If I pick you up for school every day, you will come home and work out with me and make me stronger every day. You see, JM was devoted to football. Academically, he had some challenges in order to become eligible to play, but he did everything he needed to do to get on the field. Once he got on the field, he wanted to be the best player he could be. We made that deal, and I went home with him nearly every day. And Miss Sharon and Mr. Dan will probably remember we worked out until nighttime. And Justin ended up becoming a all-district football player at Covington High School. So that was the deal. And as a fan, in return to me, I was a soccer player. And if any of you guys know, if you're soccer players here, it's probably hard to get people to show up to the games, right? It can be pretty difficult. Well, JM was our soccer team's #1 fan. He came to every game, rain or shine, 90-degree heat or 18-degree cool temperatures. He was there leading the charge. At Covington High School, we would eventually go on to the semifinals, and JM had eventually built up our fan base to where we could fill up half of Covington High Stadium. It was quite a sight. Although we did not win that game, looking up into the crowd and seeing Justin there with a smile from ear to ear, knowing what he had built, it was something special. So when I think about Justin, with his fellow Marines in the field of combat, I know how comforted they must have felt being with him. He was a leader. He was my best friend. He was 3 months shy of his 20th birthday. In the last letter he wrote me, it was very short. He said, "Justin, please go visit my parents. Tell them I love them. They like you a lot." I'll never forget that. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm extremely proud to be an ex-student of William Pitcher. I'm extremely proud to be a friend of Justin McLeese. But more importantly, I'm extremely proud to be an American. Thank you very much.
Thank you, veterans, special guests, family and friends, Pitcher students, faculty and staff for joining us in our Veterans Day program. Our program will conclude with a special dedication. Dr. Tillman will now speak and dismiss students to this dedication.
Let's give our student body and everyone a round of applause. They did a wonderful job today. I'd like to thank our band department, Ms. Nucio, for doing an awesome job. Ms. Pennington, thank you. And to all of our students who helped put this together, also like to thank Ms. Smith and Mr. Heidelberg for a wonderful job for putting together this Veterans Day program. Thank you. To our special guests, I want to thank Mr. Engel. Thank you for being here. And especially Ms. McLeese. Thank you. You guys honor us today, and we're blessed to have you here. I also want to thank our school board president, Ms. Beth Hines, for being here. And Mayor Cooper, if he's still here, I want to thank him for coming as well. And to all of our veterans who are here, thank you. You could have spent this special day anywhere else in this country, but you chose to come to Pitcher, and I thank you for that. To our staff members, thank you for your service, Coach Stroh and Ms. Daniels. If I've missed anyone in our staff, I'm sorry, but thank you for your service as well. Students, this day is very important. And you guys should treat this day with respect. People died so you could wake up and come to school. You need to respect that. Thank you for everything that you're doing, everything that you will do to shine a wonderful light on this school today.